Hey everyone, and welcome to Facebook Parties 101. My name is Lindsay Tompkins, and I am a social media expert and trainer from my company, Media Market. I'm also a direct selling plus trainer with Belinda Ellsworth and Lydia Martin from Step Into Success. I'm so excited to be able to share this free gift with all of you today, and I'm honored that Belinda reached out to me to be a part of this. I love social media, and I love everything Facebook. I think a lot of people think that Facebook parties are dead. It's been this awful rumor that's circulating in the industry. But I'm here to tell you that Facebook parties are certainly not dead. I just think that many of us aren't using proven and specific strategies to increase our sales, bookings, and recruitings online. Now, I'm a firm believer that virtual parties and Facebook parties are not meant to replace your home parties. I'm still a huge advocate for the home party. There's nothing like getting together with your friends in person and being able to share your enthusiasm, for your products and for your business, and having people, have the ability to try your products firsthand. But they can be a really great option for booking parties as well as hosting parties with your friends and family who live far away, your connections that you've made online through social media, and for people who just really aren't interested in the traditional home party. Through these strategies that I've taught and that I teach, I have helped people, earn up to $4,000 extra per month just through their Facebook parties and the strategies that I teach. The biggest thing that I want you to remember is I don't want you to overthink or overcomplicate your Facebook and social media parties. My biggest tip is to run your Facebook party like a home party. It's just on a different platform. Belinda Ellsworth is the queen of home parties, and I absolutely love her training on the 6 key elements of a successful party. And a little birdie told me that is what she is releasing as her final gift tomorrow. So make sure that you do not miss out on that. So what I want you to do is I want you to take those strategies that have been proven to work and that consistently work in a home party, and I want you to transfer that to your Facebook party. We're going to do it the exact same way. Okay, we're not going to do anything different. A few things different. We're online, but we're just transferring that to a new platform. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to create an event page. Now, there's a lot of opinions on whether or not we should be using event pages or group pages for our Facebook parties. And there are pros and cons to both of those, but I'm still very pro event page. This is because I think that this new, stigma around group pages have kind of emerged online. And I think that people are just really annoyed. So many of us are making groups. We have groups for everything, not even just in the direct sales industry, in a million other industries as well. And we're constantly being added to other people's groups without ever having asked to be in them or ever having given permission for somebody to add us there. So I think that being in a group is just kind of this added annoyance. So I like to stay away from that. I don't like to force people into anything. I would certainly never get in my car and drive to, someone's house and kidnap them and bring them to my home party. So I'm not going to do the same thing to them online. So I'm going to set up an event page. I know what you guys are thinking, and I know your objection with an event page. You're thinking, Lindsay, I'm going to set up an event page and it's going to get lost. They never see it. They may not get a notification for it, whether I posted it or I created it or I invited them. But we're going to get to that in a few slides and how we overcome that. But I'm telling you, event pages are the way to go, especially because once the event is over, you have the ability to take it down. When you have a group, most of us aren't deleting groups because the only way to delete a group is to remove every single member and then close down the group. So then people end up just having this accumulation of a lot of groups that they're in. Like myself, I checked the other day and I'm a part of 2,000 groups. And believe me, I have maybe, myself joined, let's just even be generous and say 100 of them. So these are groups that I'm being forced into. So I already have a negative connotation associated with groups, as do many people. So that is my reason why I like to do it on an event page. I also have another rule when it comes to my parties, and that's my get in, get out 1 hour rule method. I definitely do not suggest doing 5 to 10 day parties. I'm seeing this a lot in other different companies, and I don't think it's effective for a number of reasons. Number one, as a consultant, why do you want to worry about something for that long? Why do you want to come up with all of these things to try and engage somebody for 5 to 10 days? It's a lot of work as a consultant. And the second reason is because engagement is so low, and the committing to be, engaged ends up being much lower. I want you to think about a traditional, party, not even just a home party, just a party in general, versus an open house. When you have an open house, there's no, people don't have to commit. It's kind of, stop by when you can, if at all. And I think people always have, a good intention of showing up to your open house, or even have a good intention of engaging and participating in your Facebook party. But life happens, things get in the way, and we say tomorrow, 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 and finally we missed it altogether. When we have a party, not just a home party like I mentioned, just any sort of party where an RSVP is required and there's a set date and time, attendance is typically higher because people know what to expect. It's easier for them to commit to, and they tend to carve out that time more than they would for an open house. So I like to run my Facebook parties in 1 hour and not throughout the week. This way people know what to expect. They carve out an hour of their night during the week. They put their pajamas on, they grab their glass of wine or their cup of tea or whatever, and they sit down and they're ready to learn. The biggest part about engaging people, and I'm going to get a little bit more into this in a few minutes, is giving them content and giving them things that they want to learn. So get their focus, get their attention, and then serve them up what they want. Spreading that out over 5 to 10 days is certainly not the way to get you there. And again, 1 hour is way easier and way more effective for you. My number one rule to success with a Facebook party, just like a home party, is to coach your host. We want to make sure that our host knows what's expected of them, and that will help increase the party attendance and the engagement. So when it comes to the event page, we want to make sure that we're getting our host to invite her friends personally. We also don't want her to invite every single person on her Facebook page. There is nothing worse than being invited to an event and you find out that everyone else was too. It doesn't make you feel special. So you want to make sure that somebody feels like my, lack of attendance would be missed. So you really want to make them feel important in that way, and you want to coach your host to do that. So let's look at some of the things you're going to do with your host. Number one is obviously share the enthusiasm. Make sure that she knows this is going to be a really fun time, and it's not going to be an inconvenience for her friend and her friends. It's not like, they're going to sit through a product pitch and they're just doing this to get free product. Nowadays, it's actually less of a benefit to host a party because of the free product and the free credit, because hosts don't want to feel like that they're just in it for themselves. They truly want their friends to have fun. So make sure that you focus on the fun aspect of it. Then, of course, share your enthusiasm about the products, why her friends would love the products, and find out a little bit from her, what her friends are most interested in. That way you can cater the party to them. You also want to teach her, like I just mentioned, to send private messages. This is how her guests are not going to miss the event link. She is going to reach out to them personally, use their name. So, hi Kelly, I just wanted to let you know that I'm having a Facebook party on Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. and you just have to be involved. It's all from the comfort of your own home. You can wear your pajamas, drink your glass of wine, have your kid, screaming and playing in the background, and it won't matter. You don't need to find a sitter. My amazing consultant from so-and-so company is going to teach us, on how to blank, if it's makeup, how to do a specific look. If it's, your food company, how to make easy meals under 5 minutes, whatever it is. Think about what is a problem that you could solve and what's going to create an interest, and get your host to share that. Then they're going to share the URL to your event link. So we're not relying on the platform itself to get people there. We're relying on our host, which is why we don't want to invite, 500 people. Get her to invite about 30 people, because typically about every 1 in 3 people will show up or attend. So there's 10 people right there. I promise you, when it comes to Facebook parties, think quality, not quantity. It's not how many people we can get there. Plus, if your host is, a popular person, she has a lot of friends, then still get her to focus in on a certain, group of friends. Because that way, if she has a lot of circles that she kind of runs with, she would be a great repeat host. So you could host parties with her and her friends in other circles. So instead of having one huge party where nobody feels special, you could end up having like 5 parties with her with really high engagement with the right people. You also want to get the host to encourage friends to bring a friend, so to add them into the group themselves. Statistics show that, when people, not just at home parties, just anywhere, people feel more comfortable when they know a friend's going to be there, and they're more likely to attend if they can bring a friend with them, so they don't feel like, out of place or whatever. So get them to think of, when the host is messaging their friends, say, oh my gosh, and you should totally invite Sarah into the group. I know that she's really interested in this too. I think she would love this. And they're like, oh, for sure. So encourage her to do that. That will increase, get more attendance there and more people in the party that actually want to be there and are interested in your product. And then you want to encourage her to comment on all of the posts. Tell her that her participation with the party is vital to its success. It'll keep the party moving and energized, and it will encourage engagement on the event by all guests. Ask her to comment on every post that you do, even the ones that you make before the party, just like reminder posts, and all the posts you make during the party. If you find that your host isn't doing this, make sure that, you're just sending her little private messages during the event, helping her along with it as well. The scariest thing for hosts during Facebook parties is that they feel, kind of on their own, because they're at home and you're not there with them, and they don't, they can't rely on you to help them out. So make sure that you're private messaging her throughout the party, and always cheer her on and let her know she's doing a great job. All right, so let's look at the outline of a Facebook party. Before all of these are during the event. So in my training that I do on Facebook parties, and I'm actually releasing a class soon with Belinda on this, so you guys have to keep an eye out on that. I talk about all the way from booking a party to, what to do before a party, how to get ready for it, how to get your images and videos ready, and all of that stuff and what's important. But today we're just going to talk about the quick outline of the actual Facebook party itself. And I always split this up into 4 categories. And the first one is the welcome and intro posts. This is where at the beginning of the party you want to find out who's there, who's engaged, and you really want to introduce yourself. I love doing a video of this, welcoming everybody, thanking the host, do your opening talk. At the end of the day, people do business with people they want to be friends with. So make sure that, there's no better way to do that online than through a video, so they can see you, get to know you, and, see what you're all about and what your personality is like. You don't have to do this, during the event. I definitely suggest having it, taping it beforehand and having it ready to go. But it's always really great if you make this personal for each party. It just needs to be, like a minute or 2, nothing long. But you definitely want to introduce yourself. You'll see on the event page, which is, it's on the right-hand side, how many people have joined the event and how many people RSVP'd. But that does not mean that all those people are joining in on the party at that moment. So you always want to make sure, say, if you're here with us right now, I want you to comment below a woohoo, give me a woohoo, tell me, get them to answer a question. Say you're with a cooking company, you could say, do you want to be a better cook, a faster cook, or whatever, and get them to answer that below. That way you can find out a little bit more about their needs and their wants, and again, find out who is there and live on the page. The second one you're going to go through is industry trends. So before you get into talking about your products, you want to create a want and, a lifestyle surrounding your products. Why do people want your product? Why do they have a need for it? What need does society have for it? Is it useful, popular, trendy, seasonal? You want to create that desire. You can talk about, really popular recipes, tutorials, popularity, if it's endorsed by celebrities or celebrities have used your product, and so on. Really think what's hot in your industry and why should they want to get involved with your products. So once you've started, really creating this desire for your industry and, you're setting up this pain point. So they're like, yeah, like I really need this because this is going to, help me in this way. That's when you want to come to the rescue with your products. This portion of the party is to show off what you have. You want to give them the products to fill those desires. Videos are best here again, especially if your product requires a demonstration. During your product post as well, don't show every single product from your catalog. That can be really overwhelming. So again, during the hostess coaching phase, you want to find out from your host, what are you and your friends most interested in? Find out what their needs are and then cater the products to them. I always like to show, about 4 to 5 products and then create a show special where I bundle all of those products together and I let them know for this price, and I don't give a discount. It's more about convenience. I say for this price, you can get all these products for blank. Also, be sure after you go through those product posts that you offer a link to your catalog or your website where they can check out more of the products. Let them know the types of products that you have. So if you offer certain, different groupings, maybe you offer, food and cookware, then you want to make sure that they understand that and that they know that as well. So when they're going to the catalog, they know what to search for. The last part of the party kind of happens throughout the party, but it's a really important section, and that is your recruiting and booking seeds. Now that your party is underway and you have showcased your company lifestyle and you're starting to introduce your products, it's time to plant seeds for bookings and recruitings. You want to make sure that you are creating a desire for hosting, whether it's another Facebook party or a home party, and your business opportunity. You can do this by, when you post a certain product, you can say, this is, one of our most popular products that my hosts choose as their half price item, or, is a product that they get for free with their free credit. This isn't coming right out and saying, will you host a party for me? But it's showing people, oh my gosh, I want that product. And it's typically a higher price item that we associate this with. Like, oh my God, I want to get that product for half price. And then it starts to go through their brains, and their wheels start turning. Maybe I should host a party as well. And then again, sprinkle some business opportunity seeds throughout that. Maybe share what the business has done for you, what it's afforded you, and how it's, helped your family. Another tip is you always want to follow up. When the party is done, the next step is to follow up. Because you're not there with your customers and with, the party guests, closing can be a lot more difficult because typically at a home party, they'd come up, you'd be set up at the kitchen table or in the dining room table or in their office or wherever, and they would come up to you and they'd sit down and you'd go through their order together. You'd make sure they have everything they needed. You'd have the opportunity to upsell, ask them if they wanted to host a party or if they ever thought about doing something like how you do. So you want to make sure as the party is starting to end, you reach out to those people, private message them, especially the people that were active throughout the whole party, and ask them if you can help them with their checkout process. So again, you'll want to, if they can place an order directly on your website through the party, then share the link with them. Otherwise, they'll want to connect with you and you'll, fill out the order for them, and you can always call them to get their credit card information or however, your company deals with closing. But after the party, and before you submit the order, if that's how you do it, if they don't do it right away, or before the party closes, you want to make sure that you're following up with them. And here are some ways to follow up. The first thing is you want to post reminders to get orders placed. You can, go on canva.com and create an image that says, 1 day left or only a few hours left. That acts as a reminder for people to get their orders into you. You also want to coach your host to personally contact those who attended to thank them for joining and to let them know when the party is closing. Again, coaching your host to personally engage with her guests is vital to the success of your party, and it will help increase the chance of them ordering with you. You also want to go back to the event page and review the posts. What were people most interested in? Did they place an order for those items? If you posted a product and a conversation started around it, and Melissa kept saying how she really wanted that product. Well, if she didn't order it, you want to make sure that you follow up with her to make sure that she got it. And of course, don't forget to thank them for coming to the party and engaging and joining. You also want to connect with, I call it the party poopers. So the people who, didn't engage, something came up, they weren't able to make it. Send them a message and let them know that even though that they missed the party, which was a lot of fun, they certainly still have time to order, and that they can still go through the event page, look at all the party posts, rewatch your videos, and that you would be happy to help her place her order. You also want to, post any specials or promotions that are currently going on. Let them know what they'll receive with their order, if you have any guest specials, customer kudos programs, and things like that. And then lastly, you want to make sure ordering is easy. Be sure the ordering instructions are clear and simple. For example, shared links that are easy to access from the computer and mobile devices. So that's a really quick overview of how to do a successful Facebook party. Like I said, my biggest tip is to run it exactly like a home party. Do the event in 1 hour on an event page on Facebook. Get your host to personally reach out to her friends, make them feel important, really special, help increase engagement, do lots of videos, go through your products, show how amazing they are, how easy they are to use, and really create a desire. Engagement is the number one thing that you want to achieve with your Facebook parties, and that all comes through hostess coaching. So make sure you get your host excited, and she will get her friends excited. I'm so excited also for you guys to get your free gift tomorrow, which will be the 6 key elements of a successful show or home party. And again, you'll be able to utilize those strategies as well to help you even more with your Facebook parties. If you guys have any questions or you want to learn more, don't forget to message me and don't hesitate to reach out. All right, guys, have an awesome day, and I hope you guys love your training tomorrow.